I just got back from watching Weapons, starring Julia Garner, and I'm not gonna lie, that thing was wacky. Horror movies are not my specialty, and I'm even looking at my watch, making sure it's not 2:17, because I'm not trying to run outside. But in all seriousness, I didn't really know what to expect walking into this film. My girl was the one who really wanted to check it out, so we went, and I was like, all right, whatever. And she even wanted to watch in IMAX. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, do not watch it in IMAX. Today, we know that these movie ticket prices are extremely high, and I think that if you're gonna fork out some IMAX money, I think you need to be watching an IMAX level film, and I don't really believe that this film is that. When you walk into the theater, you're expecting a horror movie slash thriller, and also a mystery movie, because we all wanted to know why the hell these kids are running outside at this time. The way that you expect this film is going to change the entire viewing experience. If you're walking for a horror movie, I don't know how satisfied you're gonna be. If you go in for a thriller, I think that it's gonna be okay, and if it's a mystery movie, then it kind of falls flat. As we see from the trailers, this film has a great cast, and they all do their thing in this film. Everybody is playing their part and they are invested in their roles. But that's part of the problem, and we'll talk about it slightly with some spoilers. This movie is like Pulp Fiction, Knives Out, and Fight Club, where the events are all happening at one time, but then we get different characters' perspectives as everything is unfolding. The issue with that is I was not expecting that. I did not know that we were going to be jumping around to see how the story unfolded. I was happy with that direction, but I felt like it went too far. I'm walking into this movie thinking we were going to find out about the kids, we were going to follow Julia Garner and all that stuff. Next thing you know, we're looking at like 6 different stories. And although they all played a solid role in closing the storyline, I felt like they could have done without 1 or 2 characters in there. 80% of the movie was great, and it was gory and it was dark, which, if that's what you're looking for, it was pretty solid. This movie took risk. They made cinematic decisions, storyline decisions to try and switch up the movie game. I could see that the producers were juggling with, hey, does this movie have to be completely serious? Let's throw some comedy in there. Let's throw some action in there. There is some fluidity to this movie that I did not see coming. I believe that this movie might have been a soft launch for the way that these big film companies are going to try to do things in the future. What solidifies my theory is the ending of this movie. It goes from being straight horror, spoiler warning, to Ferris Bueller, like running through backyards and stuff. They took a comedic approach to the ending of this movie. It was like a 50-50 between a happy ending and a comedic ending. I didn't know what the hell was going on. When the film ended, we were all confused. There was just a wave of silence amongst everybody who watched the film before the lights turned on. It was just a mix of emotions at the end, and for that, it became very hard to rate the film. Popping it into the millimeter, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. There were stretches of this movie that were very entertaining and very enjoyable. When they decide to jump from character to character, their storylines are good, but then it jumps to another one, and then another one, and another one, and you're like, when are we gonna get to the point of this movie? But yeah, Weapons was a wacky movie, and I guess if you got a few bucks, maybe you could catch it in the middle of the week. You don't have to run to the theaters for it. It's alright. That's all I got. I'll holla at y'all. Peace.